South Korea kick off their World Cup campaign up against Uruguay, of course, over in Group H. Who will get off to a Bobby Cracker? Who will get off to an absolute flatter? We'll take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Bounce game of the World Cup rivals video. Today we're talking about South Korea. Their hopes and dreams entering Qatar 2022. Will they get off to an absolute stonker, or will they actually kick off with a big fat win against former winners Uruguay? We'll chat with a fan in just a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, and if you're new, where you been? Subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. Your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, talking South Korea, and of course, the World Cup itself. We've got it all here under one roof. Of course, so Michael is with us to talk all things Korea. Tell him a little bit about yourself, where you're calling me from, and what's cool over in Korea.
Well, my name is Michael Welch. I am a Korean American, so you wouldn't know that I'm Korean from my name, but my mother's Korean on that side of my family. So we've been over there multiple times, and it just kind of, when I lived out there, I fell in love with the game there. Went to the league matches. I have my own team now. I have the Incheon United team as my K-League club. So that's just something that I'm always following. And I feel like since the 2006 World Cup, I've been following Korea every single time. Very much having high hopes, sometimes having those hopes dashed, and sometimes, as in 2010, going on a run that feels really amazing. One thing that's like kind of random that I liked your question where it's like a bizarre fact. Mm-hmm. I'm so Korean that my dog even comes from Korea. Last year during the pandemic, when I was looking for a dog, just kind of scrolling on Instagram, and I found out that there was a litter of puppies out in Jeju Island on Korea that needed some homes. So I was like, I think I can do this. I think I have some friends that can fly this puppy back to me, and now I have a Korean dog right with me.
Awesome. That is a nice, interesting, bizarre, but lovely story. Of course, a big dog man myself. So South Korea kick off their campaign in the next couple of days, of course. What are your hopes for Korea, for the World Cup, but mainly for their hopes against Uruguay?
My hopes are excitement. I feel very good about this team. It's improved over the past 4 years. Our coach has been working on our system for 4 years with us. It just feels like the players have been preparing for this moment and they're ready to go. I think we've heard from a player like Hwang In-bum, who's been talking to one of my friends, a good journalist in the Korean media space, and he's like, we are ready for this tournament. We have been working on these different tactics for 4 years. We feel like it's just time to go out there and show the world what we can do. And I think they are laser focused on, going into this match with Uruguay and getting a win. And so I'm excited to see that happen. Uruguay are one of the historic teams in football, the first country to host the World Cup. So, it doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better than coming up against a historic team and trying your best to come out with those 3 points. So that's what we're going to do.
All right. Well, just, this group for me, it seems very difficult for all teams. And I can't really, every time I try to predict it, I've got two different teams getting out of the groups to the knockout stages. But for your eyes, and with your South Korean hat on, just how good is this South Korean team, and just how far can they go in this tournament?
I think that, most experts would always say that an Asian team has a ceiling on how far it can go, right? Asian football is nowhere near as advanced or as competitive as European football is in the qualifying stages. Nowhere near as competitive as the CONMEBOL South American qualification system is. It's a different playing field. So I think that most experts or most, South Korean fans would want us to just get to the round of 16, try to compete in this group and see if we can advance as one of the top 2 teams in this group. I would say that, that's kind of what we're hoping for as fans right now. Maybe we're dreaming of a quarterfinal berth if we're able to, get a good draw in the round of 16 and win that match as well. But thinking about winning the World Cup feels a little premature at the moment. But who knows?
Who knows, indeed. And now I'm just trying to do my permutations in my head. If South Korea do get the rub of the green, then top this group, they could lie a favourable tie with the runners up from Group G, and then that quarterfinal could be not just a dream, but it could definitely be a reality. So of course everyone will be talking about Son Heung-min being the main man here for South Korea, and I think there is a little concern that he might not be fit and raring to go for this first game. So let's just put him out the side for the minute. Who is the guy that's going to get us off our feet with excitement in the Korean team for Uruguay?
I mean, I think that one player that we're probably going to be talking about a lot in this Uruguay match is probably Kim Min-jae, our center back. He's going to have his hands full with, strikers like Edinson Cavani, Luis Suarez, Darwin Nunez. He's going to have to be running after them. He's going to have to be harrying them, up for the physical battle. But everything tells me with his play at Napoli that he's ready for that. Napoli were in a very difficult Champions League group. They had Rangers, Ajax, and Liverpool, and they were able to top that. And on multiple match days, the experts, the pundits across Europe were lauding his play as, just one of the best new center backs in Europe this year. So he's the player that's going to, really excite people, because you always expect that Darwin Nunez or Luis Suarez, Edinson Cavani can come out with goals. But if some guy shuts them down, people are going to be talking about that guy. They call Kim Min-jae the monster. He's this big center back that Korea has never really had. We've never had this big, strong, fast, physical center back. People are going to be talking about him for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Of course, Napoli top of the table in Italy as well without losing the game. So there is something in that. They're putting something in their breakfast cereal in Napoli, that's for sure. Of course, all eyes will be on him perhaps. But what about the opposition, Uruguay? What are you concerned about them heading into this first game?
I think that, I've just talked about Kim Min-jae. I feel confident that he may be able to really handle their strikers. He may be able to handle Nunez, Cavani, those guys. But our midfield, I'm not sure that they can really cope with the physicality of what Uruguay is going to bring to this. Bentancur from Tottenham Hotspur, he's a very, very physical, center midfielder. Lucas Torreira, another of their center midfielders, very, very physical. And then you also have Real Madrid's Fede Valverde, who not only does he play winger, but he also comes in more of a central attacking mid. I'm kind of worried about his dribbling, his mazy runs, his speed. I don't know. I'm worried that our midfield of, Jung Woo-young, Hwang In-bum, EJ Sub, I'm worried they can't keep up with this midfield. I'm worried they're going to get outmuscled. They might not be able to control the ball, and they may be able to struggle in that. So that's where the worries are for me. But that's kind of where our midfield is. Like, overall, sometimes we really do worry about, can we compete with these top class physical midfields?
Well, the proof is in the pudding. We'll see, of course, on kickoff. But let's just say you are given the keys to the dugout. You're the man that's going to be making this picking the start 11. Who have you got between the sticks all the way through to your striker? What you got for me?
I mean, I think I would love to be given the keys to the castle. I would love it. I've been thinking about this lineup for probably weeks on end, talking with my Korean fan buddies about it a lot. That's kind of something we do in our group chats. We just kick around these different 11s. So here's the 11 I've got for you. Our manager seems to favor the 4-2-3-1, and I can understand why he does. He likes to have a really good, defensive midfield balance. So from the back at the goalkeeper, I play Kim Seung-gyu. From left back to right back, I'll go Kim Jin-soo, Kim Young-gwon, Kim Min-jae, and then a new debutant, Yoon Jung-gyu. In our central midfielder, as our center defensive midfielders, I'll play Jung Woo-young and Hwang In-bum. And then we have an attacking midfield three. I've got Hwang Hee-chan on the left, Hwan Chang-hoon in the middle, and Son Heung-min on the right. All of these guys are given free rein to go where they please to really create offensive opportunities. And then up top, our Olympiacos striker Hwang Lee-jo should be the starter. He's been starting for 4 years. He knows this system. He's ready for it, and I think he should show the world what he can do.
Yeah, let's see what they can do. Oh, meanwhile, in Group H, there will be another game going on between Portugal and Ghana. With your South Korean hat on once again, what do you want to happen in that game, but what do you actually think will happen in that game?
Honestly, what I want to happen in that game is what I think will happen. If you're a South Korean fan, I think you'd want to go into the Ghana match knowing that they have no points, right? Because that's our next opponent after Uruguay. So I'd like for Portugal to win, and I would think that Portugal would win. I think that it would be a rough start for them to draw or lose this match. So I think Portugal should come out on top. They should be, on the top of the group after match day 1. And then we'll see where it goes from there.
All right. And of course, what about the money? The more important money question here. What is the final score going to be between Uruguay and South Korea in their opening match?
It feels like there's goals in this one. It just feels like there's goals in this one. Uruguay is a very fast counterattacking team. Sometimes in transition, Korea struggles. But then also I feel that, our offensive build-up play will be able to break down their defense because they do have some slower, older center backs that we might be able to take advantage of. For me, I'd like to call a draw and just say 2-2.
2-2.
Lots of goals, but a exciting draw that puts Korea in a good position for match day 2.
Excellent. Thanks again, Michael, for your insight and knowledge about all things Korean football related. Of course, got links to his platform, social media, business in the old description. Make sure to check that out. If you want anything to know about South Korean football, he is your guy, of course. And also, while you're there, check out the links to my platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, also Patreon as well. Also, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the little bell. Your non-stop World Cup content continues right here at Black Overseas. You're never too far away from a video when the World Cup's in town. Until then, guys and girls, we're going to bounce out of here.